2, where there's wheels.
There's a play.
I'm Ian, your mid-complexity casual gamer.
I'm Stacey, I'm your non-gamer gamer.
And we are here today with a playthrough of HerStory by Underdog Games. In HerStory, you are trying to write the best book, I guess, of famous women in history. By drafting cards and taking tokens. And yeah, let's get down to the table and get going. So in HerStory, you can see we have our main board here. There are 5 chapters available right away. You also have these research tokens with some different symbols on them. Just real quick. Yeah, I'm going to look in the book because I can never remember the symbols. So you have reading, thinking, interviewing, and searching. And you can see each one of the women has a certain number of symbols you need in order to put them into your chapter. And then you have your little push pin. I love these little push pins. The tops of push pins, these are your player markers as far as your score goes. You have your score track. So during the game, you're going to be taking cards of women into your books. You can either draft them, and if you draft them, you get 2 points, so you can kind of reserve them for later, or you can put them directly into your book by spending these research tokens to basically purchase and write your chapters. And then you I just lost my train of thought. Oh, and then some of them have powers. So like you can see on the bottoms of these 3, there are research symbols. So these ones, you can use those as symbols. This one over here off to the side has a game end ability. Some of them have during game abilities. So the game goes until someone writes 8 chapters. As soon as you write 8 chapters, the game is over. Everybody gets the same amount of turns, and then you go to end game scoring. All right, you want to start or do you want me to start?
I'll start.
Okay.
I will start because I never start. So I'm going to start by drafting.
All right.
So I start out with 2 points.
Points, and a new card comes right in.
Should probably tell you that this is where we're going to be drafting our tiles from.
Oh yeah, so on the tiles they pull out of here. If this empties, I can move this probably out of the way a little bit.
Okay.
Move that up there. If this empties, when you use tiles, you put them off the side in a discard pile. If this is ever empty, you just put them all the discarded ones in. Okay. I'm kind of thinking. I like this with. I'm gonna draft as well. Early game, a lot of time you're gonna be drafting.
I am going to.
Not very many powers. We played this earlier today, and a lot of powers on cards.
Yes.
A lot of abilities.
I'm going to take tile. So on your turn, you can either draft a card directly in. You can put it directly into your book, or you can take a tile and refill it.
So draft a tile, take a research tile, draft a card, or play a card either from your drafts or the board directly. We're gonna get another draft here. You went before me.
I know. That's okay.
And you can only take the cards off of this. Wow, there are some big scoring ones there.
Yeah, there are.
And even if you have 2 in your drafts, you still can just put one directly in from the board.
I am going to take this one. And I don't know if you can see or not, but some of the cards have bonuses at the bottom that will assist you either during gameplay or at the end of the game. So you want to keep your eye on those as well while you're drafting the cards, and that will help you along the way as well. Let's draft Hoodie. Oh, look. Sarah Farrah Fowler. Or what's her name? Mary Farrah Fowler. It looks like her as well. It looks like Blossom. But it's not.
Not Mary Fairfowler.
What is her name?
I don't know. We had it earlier when we were
Yeah,
playing
we
with
did.
someone.
We had a different card that looked like her.
Amy
though.
Farrah Fowler.
Amy Farrah Fowler. Very good. Yeesh.
Oh, and then you have a library card here, which twice during the game you can use. The first time you use it, you flip this over. You can clear all the research tokens. And then the second time you discard this to clear. So if you ever have a time when the research tokens are not really matching up with what you want, you can discard them all and redraw them.
I am going to draft Blossom directly into my chapter.
So you're gonna write her. You're gonna write the chapter.
Yep, I've got 3 books. I've got 3 light bulbs, and I'm using.
And you're using what? You don't have that yet.
What?
You don't have this. You're putting that in.
I'm sorry.
You're using that. So,
2, 3, and 3.
okay, so put
This
that one
one
back
goes
in.
back.
I'm like, you're using what?
Trying to jip myself, and because I get 4 points. 1, 2, 3, 4.
And was it exact?
No, it
No?
wasn't. I don't think so.
I thought you were 3, 3, and 3.
Was it?
3, 3, and 2.
Oh!
3, 3, and 2.
Okay, so I got exact, so I get an extra 3 points for being exact. 1, 2, 3.
If you have exactly the right tokens, you get a you get 3 bonus points. Yes, new card comes in. Okay.
Beulah. It's a good traditional
Beulah
name.
Louise Henry. All right. Let's see here.
I forget to see what Ian's working on over there, and I tend to just worry about myself. Well, he worries about both of us.
I
and
don't
then
worry. She thinks I do. I don't.
He does. And
I
then he looks at what I have, and then he tries to get points to go against me. I know he does.
No, I don't. But she thinks I do.
He does.
Dang.
This one.
So you have your player aid card here, but the end of this is the other side of this is your book cover. So at the end of the game, it will show you on the backs of all the cards you have information about each one of the women, which I think is really cool. See if you'd been paying attention when I was mad when you took the other one of those, you should have just taken
Well,
that
I've
one.
got 3, so I can finish.
Yeah,
Hetty.
but I reacted. You should have
Yeah.
known that I was looking for that.
I'm not paying attention to you. I'm just trying to get my stuff over here because that's what I tend to do. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Dang it, I'm short 1. That's cool. That's cool.
And you can complete a chapter with more tokens than necessary. It's only if you could do exactly the right ones, then you get that bonus.
I am going to Dang it. Take this. I have a plan, which never works out.
I'm gonna put Hypatia of Alexandria into my book.
Ooh.
I need 4 books and 3 speech bubbles. Exact, so I get 5 points for her. We're tied. Set mine over.
Okay, that's cool.
I know. I thought so.
Yeah, I'm gonna put Hetty
Ooh, Hedy Lamar.
into my chapter. I need 3 speech bubbles and basically 3. I don't never know
Those
what
aren't
those
on-
are. I
those
call
aren't
them
on screen.
rings. And then I have one
They're
ring
magnified.
right
They're
here.
research. It's
Oh yeah,
magnifying
I would call
glasses.
them rings, but they're magnifying glasses for research. So unfortunately, I have a light bulb in there, so it's not perfect. But I get 10 points.
It's not quite on the screen. To your side there. Let me shift this over just a little bit. See if I can shift it over just a little bit. Now we're playing around with the camera. Okay. All right. Okay. I am.
So I have a plan.
I'm gonna draft her
Okay.
for 2 points. Oh, 10-pointer. Dang.
We got lots of big points up here.
Yeah. I just realized you jumped way ahead. I was like, oh, 10 points.
Oh yeah, I had a 10-pointer. I am going to. I'm going to put Jane Addams. I'm going to get 2 points for putting her in my holding area.
Okay. Yeah. Let's go with.
Good choice.
I don't know if it is or not. We're going to use the 2 books on Hypatia, the 2 books from here, and the 3 magnifying glasses for a perfect on Julia Tuttle. So I get 5 points for her, 2 for her score, and 3 points for perfect.
Dang it. Okay, that's cool. Hey.
Got to get a big point one in there. Stacey's got another big point on her board. We need to get one that I can work towards. And the chapters in your drafts, they can last. I mean, they can sit there forever if you want.
I'm going to draft Joan Gans Cooney directly to my chapter.
Directly in your book.
And I've got perfect, so I've got 3 and 3.
Nice.
So she is worth 7.
Might want to put those over on this side so people can see.
What?
Your tokens when you go to, they're not really on. Here, let's slide this over. When you're showing your tokens, when you're completing your chapter, they're not on. They're not on screen.
I'm sorry. There we go.
There we go. We'll get it centered a little bit more, or slid over a little bit more. Okay. Oops. Ada Lovelace. At game's end, 5 points if your chapter has at least 7, or if your book has at least 7 chapters. Ooh.
Oh, you're getting close.
I mean, with 2 players, I think 7.
It goes pretty quick.
It goes pretty quick. I think it's a good chance of getting 7 chapters, but okay. What do I need here? I need.
Oh, I wanted that one. Dang you.
Good.
Dang you.
Oh, I don't have water bottle. So yeah, so those of you that follow our channel and watch our stuff, you know we do enjoy games where there's some learning aspects to it. Um, so this is Underdog does a good job with those. I've got several of them in my board game club at school as well. Suppose instead of waiting till the end, we could read about a little bit of them when we put them into our books.
Yeah. Oops, this one just fell out, so I guess I'll just pick. Oops, that one. What am I doing?
She's trying to cheat. See that? You guys saw that, right? You guys saw that, right? She's trying to. She's like, oh, this one fell out. I guess I'll
Oops.
just take it. I see how it is, Wills. Yeah, sure.
That's Mrs. Wills to you.
Yep, that ring says so.
A broken ring.
Yeah, we need to get that fixed.
Oh, that was quick. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to place Jane Addams into my chapter. I've got, see if we can see this. Maybe I'll stick them up here. I've got 3 light bulbs. I've got 3 magnifying glass plus the one over here in my special powers. It's not
Perfect.
perfect, so I only get the 10 points.
Only. She only gets 10 points.
But I have no tokens, so I have to start rebuilding from scratch.
Let's see, what do we got up there? Anything worth. See, in some of the things you start looking at, like this endgame power is 2 points for each chapter in your book without a power. Well, I've got 2 already in my book with a power. She has a power, and I've got 1 drafted with a power. So, like this one, it's not going to score a whole lot at the end of the game for me.
Unless you're Stacey.
Wow.
I guess I only have 2 without a power. Well, does this considered a power?
Oh, yes, yeah. You have word powers and you have token powers.
Yeah.
I think is what it is in the book.
But sometimes 2 points is 2 points.
It really was. Our game earlier, I had a lot of end game scoring. Stacey had a lot of points during the game. We ended up, was it a 4-point game? It was really close. I don't know. Let's just do this. Let's just do. Let's just put Beulah in for 2, 4, or 2, 3, and then okay, it's not perfect, but I have 4 light bulbs and I have 4. I have 3 books, so I get 2 points.
Okay. Should probably start building up some tiles so I can do some stuff here. But they're not really that great at tiles. So let's take the 2. Uh,
The last person I put into my book was Bella Louise Henry. She was an inventor and entrepreneur from 1887 to 1973. She was known as Lady Edison. She's credited with more than 100 inventions and received nearly 50 patents for her work.
huh.
We can thank her. She is the first to patent an ice cream freezer.
Oh, we like her.
She invented a doll whose eyes changed colors and a sponge with soap inside of it. Wow.
Huh. I don't know whose turn it is now.
Mine.
Okay.
That's fine. And I'm going to put Eleanor Roosevelt in with my 3 full books and 3 speech bubbles.
Dang
For
it.
10 points, up to 30, and 3 more for perfect.
Dang it.
With 2 tokens.
I'm going to reserve Lorraine Hansberry for 2 points.
I think putting those up a little high. Oh, I was gonna reserve her just for the, yeah. Okay, well, I'm gonna take Claudette Colvin.
Okay.
I think she's one of the ones that worked on. Oh, she was a civil rights activist and advocate. Oh, she's still alive. 1939 to, well, at the time of the game.
At the time of printing.
At the time of printing, she was. Oh, Maria Tallchief. I've got a book about her in my library in my classroom library at school. She's the first Native American like ballet dancer, I think.
Yeah,
it is.
I believe so.
So, and she's 1 point. So I'm gonna draft hers. Oh, I did not get my 2 points for drafting Claudette, and then 2 more points.
Go back.
Yes, I can.
Ah. Well, okay, that's cool.
Our camera's at a bit of an angle. I think I need to put extension something on
Okay.
this so that
I'm
we can
going
be
to
more
put Lorraine
directly above.
Hansberry into my book for, and then I have one magnifying glass down here, one on here. It's not perfect, but I get 8 points.
Oops, I did not put a card up when I did Maria. All right. Okay. This is going pretty quick here. Let's see, what do I got here? Can I do anything direct? I got 3 books and a light bulb. Not 2 turntables and a microphone. Good crack.
I got 2 turntables and a microphone.
Yeah, that's all we can sing.
I know.
We'll see if anybody gets a reference. If you actually watch this, if you do, drop us a note down below. What did we just reference? How old are you?
I'm 2 turntables and a microphone old.
Yes, we get kind of giggly when we're playing and just like having fun, enjoying time together. I think we're gonna take this. We do not. This is gonna be pretty easy end game scoring right now because we don't have a whole lot of powers.
2 points.
Empress, Dowager, seat sheet.
I need to get some tokens.
Yeah.
I need some tokens.
All right. Well. I can never remember if you have to use all of these, if it makes it not perfect. Because I've got more books than needed.
Right.
Or if I can just use some of them. Because it would kind of like be like, oh, it's not perfect. I have in a book. I'll just double check on that.
Okie dokie. While we check the rules, I'll keep you entertained with the.
Tell her about the who's Lorraine
Oh, I was
Hansberry.
going to tell a joke, but
Oh.
that's okay. Lorraine Hansberry from 1930 to 1965. Lorraine Hansberry play A Raisin in the Sun made her the first black female author to have a play performed on Broadway. She also became the youngest American to win a Notre Dame drama, or the New York, Notre Dame, same thing. New York Drama Critics Circle Award. Lorraine was involved in civil rights, and the play spotlights racial segregation in Chicago. Lorraine also wrote for the progressive black newspaper Freedom. In 1938, Lorraine's family was attacked when they moved to a white neighborhood in Chicago. A court ordered them to move. The U.S. Supreme Court reversed the decision, opening the neighborhood to all. If anyone ever has the privilege of seeing A Raisin in the Sun, it is quite extraordinary.
I think I even know what that is.
Oh.
So the symbol powers, each symbol power acts as a permanent research token, which you can choose to use to complete future chapters. If there's 2 on a card, you must use both. You can't use one of the, but so you may not use only one of them. So you don't have to use these. You can use what you want. So okay, so that. So like you don't have like I don't have to use all 3 cards. I can use one of the cards and not all 3 of them. Okay. Which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to use the 2 books from this one, and I'm going to use 2 speech bubbles and 2 light bulbs to put Maria Tulchief.
2 speech
They said
bubbles.
she is a ballerina and an artist. She was the first Native American from the Osage Nation to hold the title of Major Prima Ballerina. She was America's first. She eventually went on to earn the honor of being crowned America's first major prima ballerina. She was the first Native American to hold this title. Okay, so 8. So up to 45. I mean 3 for being perfect.
Okay, that's cool.
I thought it was pretty good. Cool. Now I'm building up to this. What do we got here?
I'm going to put Carolyn Herschel into my chapter. I've got 2 speech bubbles. I've got 2 books. And using this special power and this, I have 2 I can never remember.
Magnifying glasses.
Magnifying glasses, and so I have a perfect. So she's worth 3 points. So because it's perfect, I get 6.
All right. Okay, we're getting down to it. Couple chapters away. Let's see what I got. 2 books. I got a. Does that really help me? On many of those. So we're gonna put Claudette Colvin. So I've got. It's not gonna be perfect, but I've got my book. Got my light bulb. I've got 4 speech bubbles. I've got an extra thing, but we're gonna put Claudette Colvin in there for 6.
I am going to draft Ada Lovelace, however you want to say it. So I get 2 points.
I'm gonna draft Sophonisba Anguissola, who is a Renaissance painter and lady in waiting. She was encouraged and informally trained by Michelangelo.
Wow.
And this one, I'm taking this because this one at game's end, I can copy an endgame power of another player.
Oh.
So I'm going to get to copy one of Stacy's endgame powers. So that is.
Well, good thing for you, I only have 1. take a token.
Now I gotta build them. And oops, I did not take my 2 points. Dang it. For drafting. I know.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I'm pretty sure I did. I'm gonna take Qingxi.
See, that's what you do. You act
I was
like
looking up here.
I believe you.
Yeah, I get 2 points.
All.
And we're tied.
Oh, shucks.
2 chapters to go. And no tokens on either one of our boards, and both of ours are drafted.
I have 1 token.
I mean, we have 1 out of 8 possible. I'm just, I meant like we don't really have.
Ah.
Well, I think it's time to do this.
No. What? I had a plan.
Well, now you have to have another plan.
Oh, well, that works too.
Yeah, I take that. I'm going to put Qing Shi, who was a pirate and leader at sea. If any of you have seen the Pirates of the Caribbean movie franchise, the character Mistress Ching was actually based on Qing Shi. I need 4 books, so 2 books, 3, 4, and then 2, so it's perfect. So I get 5 points, 2 for her, and 3 more for being feet. And I get 2 research tokens when I complete this chapter, so I get to take 2 research tokens. And I need this, and I need this. And I'm 1 chapter away.
Well, I'm going to add Ada to my chapter. She is my chapter 7. And I have 1, 2, 3 bubbles and 2 things. It's not perfect because I have a book on that, but it's worth 4 points. So I'm 1 point behind.
And I'm going to finish my book.
Oh.
And I have 2, 3, and 3, so it's perfect. So 6 points total. And that is the end of the game.
End of game scoring.
End of game scoring. You want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. Okay. So we'll start with chapter 7. At game's end, 5 points if your book has at least 7 chapters. So 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At game's end, 2 for each chapter in your book without a power. So I have 1, 2, 3 chapters. So that's 6 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No end of score. At game's end,
4 points.
4
points. That's gonna be close.
1, 2, 3, 4. And that's all the end of points I get.
Okay, so my end game scoring is copy. I need to see. Right.
Shoot.
Keep them in your book so I can see.
Dang you, the heck. Dang you, Murgatroyd. Sinking text.
So I get to, at game ends, I get to copy an end game power of another player. So she's got 4 points, isn't going to do anything for me. I get 5 points if, so 5 points is not going to, I don't think it's going to matter. 2 points for each chapter without a power. I've got 1, 2, 3. So I can get 6 points. So it is going to be, wow, that's a close one. That is a close one. So the only thing I could do, so she had 3 endgame powers. So I could either get 4 points for this. I could either get 5 points because I had at least 7 chapters, or this one gave me 2 points for each chapter without a power. I only had 3 without a power because these are considered 2 different powers. One is simple powers, one is text powers. I only had 3 chapters without a power, so the most I could get was 6 points. God, that was a close one too. Every time we play this, we have close games in this.
And then you take your
Then you take your chapters.
chapter card, turn it upside down. You've got your book. Here's your book. Then you can go through and read about each one. I always put it on the back. And go through and read each one. Learn a little history about some magnificent women in world history.
Why don't you read about who did you have in your book and what were they? What were they? We don't have to give all the
So
details.
I had Ada Lovelace, who is a tutor. Her father was a poet and mathematician, just like herself. Carolyn Herschel. She was the first paid female scientist, one of the first female members of the Royal Astronomical Society, and the first woman to receive the Society's Gold Medal.
Wow.
We already talked about Lorraine. We got Jane Addams. She was the co-founder of the American Civil Liberties Union. She was influential in creating the first juvenile court in the U.S.
Oh.
Joan Gans Cooney. I love Joan Gans Cooney. You know who she is? I know who she is.
The name sounds familiar, but I don't know.
She was the female who started Sesame Street.
Oh, okay.
She co-founded the Children's Television Workshop, which is now Sesame Workshop, which went on to win all kinds of Peabody Awards and was the first female executive in American television. Whew, we love her. Hedy Lamarr. Hedy Lamarr dreamed of acting. She was a really famous actress. Let's see here. During World War II, she was a self-taught inventor, created frequency hopping technology that kept radio-controlled torpedoes from being tracked or jammed. The principles of this technology were later incorporated into today's GPS, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi devices.
Yeah, I mean, anybody who's heard of Hedy Lamarr probably thinks of her as an actress.
Mm-hmm.
But she was pretty instrumental in that stuff. So.
And then Corrie ten Boom. She was one of 6 people who were hiding in a family shop when she was arrested. They were able to escape safely 2 days later during World War II. She's a writer and a humanitarian, an author, speaker, and anti-war activist. And she wrote the book The Hiding Place.
And my book, I had Hypatia of Alexandria, who was a philosopher and mathematician. She was the head of Alexandria's Neoplatonism school, a position typically held by men, and lectured on mathematics and philosophy. She's known for her knowledge and generosity, love of learning and teaching and public speaking skills. Oh, she was her enormous intellectual power, beliefs, and popularity made her a perceived threat to some. She was declared as a witch and executed by a mob.
Of course she was.
415. And then Julia Tuttle, entrepreneur and railroad advocate. She was known as the Mother of Miami. She's considered the only woman to found a major city in the U.S. She moved to Florida after her husband died, buying out much of the land that would become downtown Miami.
Huh.
When Miami was incorporated in 1896, Julia was restricted from full political participation as women in the U.S. had not yet secured the right to vote. Bella Louise Henry was an inventor and an entrepreneur. Talked about her. She's the Lady Edison. Eleanor Roosevelt. I would hope most people have heard about Eleanor Roosevelt, humanitarian and First Lady. She was the longest serving First Lady of the United States. She advocated for the civil rights and helped write the United States Universal Declaration of Human Rights. Maria Tallchief, I talked about. She knew she wanted to be a dancer. She was a ballerina and an artist. She just passed away in 2013. She eventually went on to earn the honor of being crowned America's first major prima ballerina, first Native American to hold this title. As she became more popular, many people tried to convince her to change her last name because they said others would discriminate against her, and she refused. I like that. Claudette Colvin, civil rights activist and advocate. 9 months before Rosa Parks' milestone protest, 15-year-old Claudette Colvin refused to give up her seat on a Montgomery, Alabama bus. She was arrested and jailed and was one of the first to challenge segregation laws in the court, but the NAACP chose Rosa Parks as the face of the boycott because she was an adult and a member of the organization.
Yep.
Qing Shi was a pirate and a leader at sea. Had many different names she was known by. She was one of the most successful pirates in history. After marrying Qing I in 1801, Qing Shi joined his Red Flag fleet. Upon his death, she took over the fleet, commanding as many as 1,800 ships and 80,000 pirates. She created a strict code for pirates to follow, and it included protections for women who were captured.
Huh.
And then Sofonisba Anguissola, Renaissance painter and lady in waiting. She was one of the first known female Italian Renaissance painters and had great influence on others who followed in her footsteps. She was a Spanish court painter and also served as a tutor and lady in waiting to Queen Elizabeth of Valois.
Hmm.
All right, so there you have Her Story by Underdog Games. Let's go back up top. Oopsie. I'll have to edit that one out. Oops, didn't realize I was going to start playing again. Okay.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. Sorry, that kind of threw me for a minute.
Playthrough for Her Story by Underdog Games.
Let's do a quick cut here, and I'll just cut it here.
Okay.
So I'm going to go back to this just so I know where the cut is. All right. Thank you for joining us, guys. This was Her Story by Underdog Games. Let us know if you've played this, what you think about it. It is we do enjoy this one. It plays pretty quick. We just played, I think it was about 35 minutes with 2 players. Doesn't play a whole lot more. I mean, I've almost gotten through full games with 4 kids at school, even in a short amount of time. So it plays pretty quick once you get going. Once again, this has been Where There's a Wills.
There's a play.
I'm Ian.
I'm Stacey.
And we'll see you next time.
At the table.